I decided to make a graffiti name tag like I asked you guys to. So I just recorded my process, and here I am just drawing a very light, sketchy idea of what I'm going to do. And before I did this, you can see in that top little picture, I kind of sketched out my idea. And I did that by looking at some examples online and really figuring out what I wanted my letters to look like, and kind of planned my whole project. So this whole next section, I'm just going around drawing, and I decided to just put Mrs. R in there. So you kids with the long names, yeah, I've got 17 in mine. So I get ya. If you want to shorten that up, I totally understand. So here I am just taking an ultrafine Sharpie marker and going over all of my pencil lines. This is probably one of my favorite art tools. I usually have one in my backpack all the time so that I can grab it out and use it to draw. I decided those things that I'm working on right now are shine spots. They're also my periods for Mrs. and for the R. But when I was looking at some graffiti examples, I noticed that a lot of them have those shine spots. So I thought that would be kind of cool. And then I'm using the shine spots also as my light source. So my shadows are on the other side of the lettering. And that kind of contributes to the whole 3D effect. In this next section, I'm putting a shape behind the letters and the shine spots. I think the reason why a lot of graffiti artists do this is to give themselves a surface, a clean surface to work on. Because a lot of times there's just busyness behind the graffiti, whether that's the bricks of the wall or past graffiti from somebody else. At this point, I'm working on the biographical element of the assignment. I had kind of a hard time figuring out what I wanted to do, and eventually I decided I was going to use art tools. I did use my iPad to kind of look for some ideas, and I saw some clip art of some real simple art tools. So that's what I'm putting in right now, and you'll see them later. Now I'm going over them in Sharpie, and there's my paintbrush. And this is a pencil, and I kind of made it kind of bend up into the shape of my M a little bit. And I have some paint splotches on that and all sorts of different things that I could think of that would be art related. I want you to notice the shadows on my letters. I'd spent some time making them a little bit thicker, and you'll be able to see here, I cut that part out, so you'll see what a difference it makes. So pay attention to that and go back and fix things. There, I don't know, I think it looked a lot better. And now I'm just putting kind of a border around my shape, just kind of to frame it in. I decided to finish my design with watercolor. Um, I thought maybe you might be interested in my little watercolor kit you can see in the bottom corner. That is called Koi watercolors, and it's really small. It came with that brush that I'm using, which I can fill the barrel of the brush up with water and just squeeze it out if I need water when I'm out on the road and I want to do some art. Um, I love it. So it might be something that you want to look into. It's called Koi Watercolors, Koi, and it's kind of expensive, but maybe for a nice special gift, that might be something that some of you who really love art would be interested in. I want to talk a little bit about color choice. When I was deciding what color to put in my background, I chose orange because it's the complementary color to blue. That means that it's across the color wheel from each other. If you think about some of the sports teams that you might be familiar with, like the Chicago Bears or the Denver Broncos, they use complementary colors, actually blue and orange in both cases. But if you pay attention to it, you'll see it more often in sports teams, and I think that they do that because they're very powerful colors together. So here's my name tag. I kind of like how it turned out. I did decide to write my name in that bottom corner because graffiti is sometimes tricky to read. So you might want to do that also.